about to start right now.
What's good, Twitch, and welcome to round 4 of the Pro Play Games Tour here in Dallas, the final stop on their Season 1. Joined by SEMA, we have Denny Vu, Salamangreat versus Colin Bradshaw, and as he calls it, everything pendulum, but we are going to see Endymion and Zefra most likely.
Yes, absolutely. This is a build that a lot of people were anticipating, was going to be rather popular. I think this is what people had their money on if there was going to be an Endymion build out there. And we're already seeing Colin won the die roll in that very intense battle. So we see already set up for an Electromite, using the normal summon on the Purple Poison Magician.
Now, we see this from a lot of duelists lately. Even if they do have an interruption, they tend to lay their hand down to put away. And there's an ultimate Veiler.
And a Call by the Grave in response.
Oh my god.
We have seen Call by the Grave used for like every Endymion player. I'm like fairly certain that we've had on stream. This is crazy.
But I do feel like it's rare that Electromite does get to pop off like this.
Yeah.
No follow-up impermanence or
absolutely, there's nothing
use.
else. So we might get to see a full Endymion Zefra board here. So this might be very exciting. Colin considering his options here.
Now, Denny is one of the most seasoned veterans, I believe, in this room. He has gone through it all, so I wonder if he is extra prepared for this matchup this weekend.
Possibly. So he sends a Zefra with the effect of Electromite. Zefra allowing him to get the counter trap, the Zefra Divine Strike, when he eventually gets there.
And there's Jackal.
So there's Jackal getting popped by the Electromite.
It's going to allow Chronograph to come back.
He's going to go ahead and draw a card with Electromite's effects. This is looking to be pretty strong.
Oh yeah, this is what you want to see if you're a Pendulum player.
He's got 2 open zones with Electromite. He has not Pendulum summoned yet.
I feel like almost every...
Did he pat? He passed.
What? I feel like commentators curse every time we build up a Pendulum player to be like, they're going to do something amazing.
Did he misplay? He had to have.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Jack Jaguar coming on down for
Jaguar
Denny
coming
Vu.
down, and, no negates on the field for Colin. Don't know if there's any hand traps or not yet, but oh my god.
I mean, sometimes in Texas, when the drought does bring the heat, you run out of steam for those plays.
You know what? To be fair, maybe Colin could be nervous being on stream as well, because, I mean, you and I both know from experience, when you're in a feature match setting, you feel the pressure.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he could have just, completely slipped up. Maybe he forgot he normal summoned. Maybe there was something he just overlooked. But, I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt when they're on stream, because it's especially if it's, your first time. If it's, your 500th, it's a little bit different. But if you've never been on stream before, it's rough.
Yeah, it definitely can be very much pressure if you haven't been before.
But Denny not with, the most explosive hand here. We're just going to go ahead and see Baelinks into Baelinks, and then shuffle the Baelinks back to get Jack Jaguar back onto the field.
I see a Twin Twister in his hands also, so being able to play back is going to be very huge for when Colin tries to continue his plays.
So he's going to go ahead and use the Salamangreat to boost he used the Spinny to boost the Jack Jaguar by 500.
Oh, is he considering summoning it here? Chronograph? Yes, he is.
Oh, interesting.
So what a lot of people tend to forget, it's not only an aggressive piece, but it also can be used with a hand trap-like effect to protect himself.
Correct. So that means, Baelinks is 500, so not the end of the world, but
just not interested in taking that free extra damage if he's going to pop it out anyways. Is that another Chronograph?
That was in his hand? I believe he had a Chronograph back with the... Oh, in his hand he does have another one. I believe, was that an Oath Dragon?
It almost looked like pink Protop's for half a second. Oh, no, you're...
So it's a Pendulum card.
Yes. It's either Harmonizing or Oath Dragon.
If it's Oath, he actually has Scales complete.
But there is a Twin Twister's
There is a Twin Twister's lingering. Obviously, he doesn't know
And
that.
he just attacks.
So he's going to attack. That's going to be 200 damage coming in.
The Baelinks is going to protect. And he is going to pass back to Denny Vu.
Wow.
And there's Lady Debug to start the
Lady
turn.
Debug is going to definitely kickstart Denny
And
Vu
he's just
now.
going to scoop
And he's going to
straight
scoop.
to
Colin
it.
not wasting any time after that.
Yeah, he knows that he could be in for a very long battle if this does go to Duel 3 and wants to be time efficient with it. Local from Epic. So it is Colin.
Oh, it is
Bradshaw.
Colin. I apologize.
My bad, Radio Fridge. John's a special boy? Yes,
It was very loud when he told me his name. So I misheard. Okay, so Cerberus.
Master Cerberus.
Cerberus resolving. That's really big because ashing on Cerberus can actually be one of like the worst things to have happen to you because then it's locked in your scale and it's a 4.
Yeah, a lot of duelists I had heard had opted to actually cut Cerberus into the day, but seeing it go off very strongly here.
All right, so Time Gazer again.
Yeah, unfortunate. And he shows with a smile like, oh yeah, this guy, he's drawn to my hands.
We got it with Chronograph last time,
yeah.
But still. Obviously you don't want to normal summon it. But you still, if you can build up your Pendulum Summon with the Electromite.
And it looks like Denny is now looking at his hand for interruption.
Did he have a response?
Nope.
Nope, he's letting it go. So Zefra New been sent. Hopefully now we get to see Collins, what his deck can do. Hopefully no more Electromite pass this time. Ooh, Master. Master
we are seeing
Pendulum.
this again. Is this a man perhaps working with Alex Bergeron? I know he does know the
possible.
Epic crew.
So we went ahead and used Electromite's effect to pop it to draw a card.
Can you imagine the insanity in the mirror match that scale actually does something to your opponent?
Yeah. So Pendulum Summon for 4.
Ooh, everything coming out.
Zefra New going to trigger, allowing him to add Divine Strike.
Like Smash Ultimate, everyone is here.
So that is basically just Infernity Barrier for the most part.
Yeah. A lot of what Pendulums try to do are put as many negates / interruptions on
here we
board
go
as
again.
possible.
LP's out.
Oh, nope. He's going into the same play that we saw before.
We've seen this before. Destrudo coming out this time, though.
But no, he's going straight up in now.
Into Agripane.
So he's not going to loop the Ignister. Maybe it's not a super common play.
Well, he did use Master already. Maybe they only play one copy. So Erratic Spheres is out. So that's Bounce?
Yeah, so a lot of people haven't had much time to interact with this card because when you're playing just the Guard Dragon engine, you tend not to see it as much, but now it's getting put in more and more. It's an interruption that's actually able to bounce an opponent's card during their turn.
Absolutely. So he's got the Vortex, the FA
Dawn
Dawn Dragster, and the Hieratic Spheres, and the Divine Strike. So that's let's call it 3.5
This is looking like a montage of Break My Board deck.
Yeah. And this is where Denny drops Sphere Mode.
After going fast like Sonic, Denny's going to be able to take his time. We're still in Duel 2, 30 freaking minutes left.
I think this is good, though, because even if it does go to a Game 3, these players have plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. So we know one card can be forced relatively easy thanks to Pankratops.
Yeah. So that's kind of one out, but then the problem is, how do you deal with everything? Because not only do you have to deal with the negates, he also has the Pendulum Scale set up again for next turn. So
he has the Cerberus, the FA, the Zefra negate. He has the Odd Eyes. That's
there's the Gamma Seal.
Oh.
On the Vortex. Okay, Vortex was like the Omni negate, so that's good that that's gone.
Yeah, now everything's very specific, except for the back row, correct?
Right.
Or is it?
So the back row. Let's see. So Pankratops is out now. So he has a Monster negate from the Jackal King. He has a Spell Trap negate from the Dawn Dragster, and then we know he has the Zefra Divine Strike as well. So.
And a bounce.
So Pankratops going to swing into Dawn Dragster.
He's going to use the Erratic Spheres.
He's going to use Spheres. This is interesting because it'll go back to his hand. Oh, he's going to tribute it off, though. He's going to pop Master Cerberus. And Cerberus is going to negate. Okay. Now he gets to use Spheres' effect.
Oh! Say goodbye to your extra deck. And your battle phase.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that is a stunner on the Salamangreats if I've ever seen one.
That's... See what Denny can do. Denny is definitely a veteran player, though, so...
Yeah, but that's gotta be...
That's rough. That's rough.
A turn of events that
he... Denny's going to play through it. So Gazelle, Divine Strike on the Gazelle.
Yeah, he wants to see as much of what's going to happen as possible, I imagine.
I feel like because you have enough time on the clock, you want to get information about your opponent's deck, especially if you don't know what it's doing. So,
and he does have a 4,000-point lead still, but it's...
Sure, and Denny's going to scoop it up there. He's seen enough, so...
Oh, my God.
Colin's going to go ahead and take game number 2. But getting into game 3 now.
Both players drawing 5. I thought I saw a trap card hard drawn into Colin's hand.
So this is is that a red reboot or an impermanence?
I think it's a reboot.
That's a reboot. Okay.
And a Pankratops.
That's interesting.
He drew his side very
All right.
well.
So Denny going into Jack Jaguar. Again, not like the best standard opening, but you can still make things happen.
Colin giving the fist pump here. Seems to be enjoying himself.
Yeah. Again, typically it's one of those things, like you see opening on Jaguar, that's not the best for Salamangreat.
Having a Call by the Grave going second, though, means he's going to fade hand traps, and the red reboot's going to evade the real traps. He has pretty much everything going for him.
So we're going to see a Balinks into a Balinks with Salamangreat Sanctuary, then he can resurrect the Jack Jaguar with its effect. Possibly go into a Sunlight Wolf, but he's already used Sanctuary for the turn. So he won't get the full value off Sunlight Wolf if he decides to go that route.
And it looks like he's shuffling multiple back row to set mayhaps.
I was going to say, is he just going to set 3 pass?
3 whole cards.
Looks like it.
Now, if one is Called by the Grave, it might get a little more interesting.
Well, we know that Salamangreat typically tends to run that in multiples, so
yeah,
this could be very likely.
Because we kind of think in terms, reboot's going to shut him off, but
also the counter trap is live. If you
that's a hard.
The anti-spell. We saw this before in round 2, I believe.
And there's the
reboot,
red
but
he's going to have the roar.
No roar. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So this could be devastating here.
I see. Is that Pankratops harmonizing?
I think it's harmonizing. Is that
Gate.
Black Fang?
It's a gate, I believe. Oh.
He's going to play that anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
This is going to be the next card.
Right, it's going to be the next card you play.
He's got Dino DNA.
So the only thing now is that Red Reboot, as powerful as a card as it is, and he does take half his life for that. I should go ahead and update that.
Oh, yeah.
But what's dangerous about that is I guess he doesn't necessarily have to kill in this turn, but I feel like he kind of has to kill in this turn.
Yeah, giving your opponent any trap from deck after already seeing an anti-spell go back down.
Yeah.
You better put up.
But the thing is, Pendulum can OTK.
Very well.
Very well.
Oh, yeah, the last call was Pendulum Call. That is insane. And he already has the answer to the hand trap in hand. Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be big.
Now, he can't pop anything like Black Fang or actually advantageous to Purple because Purple can boost without popping, but we'll see what he grabs.
So Black Fang and Harmonizing.
Yeah, Black Fang can't pop from the scale, but it can still, I believe, have.
It can, yes. So at this point now, if he can just get to Electromite, I think he should be fine. Oh, gate
There's
0. Okay.
And we know he has scales.
And we know he has a Black Fang, yep. And Harmonizing's an 8 as well. So Harmonizing's at least 1+1. Interesting. Ooh, and the Veiler and then the Called by the Grave.
So that is going to, I think, take Colin out of cards pretty much. And can a Harmonizing do it by herself? We know the Black Fang's protected, so Electromite would have to take care of the Gate 0 to continue on to put pressure on board.
I was going to say, this is going to be pretty rough, though, because he already committed to his Pendulum summon.
Yeah, he has not normal summoned, but again, in Pendulums, you're trying to force the game right here. He's in a tough position.
There is the possibility that he could try to, I don't want to say gamble with Electromite, because you could pop one of your scales and draw, but...
Looks like Denny heavily considering a back row.
He could have Called by the Grave, but I don't know what it would stop.
The Harmonizing, he could have used it on it.
Because he discarded it for... Yes. Oh, you're right.
Maybe he's now a little remiss on it. I don't know.
That could have been pretty clutch.
Again, we're just assuming he may or may not have it, or he could be feigning an interaction.
That's true. Which is perfectly legal. And I think it, especially you're in game 3, you got nothing to lose by doing that. It might force your opponent to think differently that you might actually have something.
Critical thinking. Over 900 viewers.
Oh my God.
You guys are out here.
This is crazy. 923, it just jumped again.
Woo.
What did I say about us getting to 1,000?
We are on a nail-biting conclusion of this match.
That's true. This is with that clutch red reboot on the anti-spell. But the thing is, can Colin close it out?
So like you said, it's kind of a quote-unquote gamble on the Electromite, but at the same time, goes for the Dark Worm.
Okay. So he's going to send Dark Worm.
Does he have a route that perhaps we're not seeing?
He could add the Dark Worm back with Electromite's effect.
We'll see if he remembers that he can half a card with the Black Fang as well. I don't know if he's done that yet.
And then he can draw off the Electromite. So, and you said he has a normal summon, so Dark Worm could potentially lead somewhere. Colin really trying to find game here.
There's Dark Worm.
So there's the normal summon.
Interesting that he did it into zone, but I don't think that matters too much.
Z linking. Is he going for LP?
Oh.
Okay. Agripane?
But
Oh no, he doesn't have a dragon.
Right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Into Triple Burst?
Triple Burst is a 3, so that would open that line of play.
There it is.
Okay, so there's that. So that's online.
He seems to have found a route of play.
LP can grab
Destrudo perhaps for a continuation.
But how much further is Destrudo going to get him?
And there it is. If that really is Call by the Grave that he's been holding this whole time.
That's going to be a very clutch Call by the Grave.
So I assume we're going to see Agripane here out of these two.
I would imagine so. It's considering his options. What else could you really go into? It's either a Link, that could be a Link 2 or a Link 4. And he's locked into Dragon, so yeah, I feel like you're not going to make YuGiOh with this hand. So yeah, Agripane.
And
so Agripane effect. It's going to bring out something from the extra deck.
There's a lot of options he actually has.
975 viewers, John. We are almost at 1K.
Get me to 1,000, boys.
Well, with this nail-biting finish we have here.
And here comes out in attack mode and is able to activate the effect to spin Balinks.
That's pretty big because now he can't protect
Now
it.
he has the Jack Jaguar. That almost seems like
at,
it's going to put the conclusion of the turn at end, though.
It puts it at 900.
He can still summon the Destrudo to make...
what's Agripane's attack?
So I did it at 2,100.
Is it 21?
I don't... It's a Link 2. I don't think it's that big.
Let's get that pulled up here.
Probably wrong.
He's going for Hieratic Sphere, so he's basically just setting up as best he can to protect against Denny's turn. Denny's face just in astonishment.
Agripane is 1,500.
15, okay.
Way off.
So that means he took 600 from that.
He does have the Hieratic Spheres, though, this time, but now Denny has searched a trap out of deck thanks to Red Reboot.
And anti-spell's a factor now. Although Vortex Dragon could theoretically negate it.
I feel like Denny at this point now has to have something to stop it, though.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, with what Denny searched, I mean, it's just like...
Denny isn't really going through his plays too fast, though. While there are interruptions on board, it's kind of showing that he doesn't have, like, the Omni negate. He doesn't have the clear answer to the solution. He still needs Colin to take a certain route here.
I feel like at this point, though, if he can play through those negations, which we know he has... Oh, Call by the Grave, okay.
And now staring at his back row. What got banished?
I believe that was the... I believe he sent a Spinny off the Gazelle.
And here we go. Gazelle is going to attack the Hieratic
Spheres.
Spheres.
Spheres is going to troop itself off. And he's going to just return Gazelle to the hand, which doesn't really accomplish a whole lot. He's still got that 4 back row to play through. So I think they're just trying to Are they deciding on the resolution of spheres?
We always got your back in the deer.
Okay, there we go. So, Hieratic Sphere distributed itself off, bounces the Gazelle back to hand, and now he's going to get to special summon from the deck.
Yeah, and last time we saw Sloth, this time we're seeing
Master
Pendulum. It's been so awesome seeing these cards back in play. So we know Anti-Spell, but 3 other backwards, 1 search from deck. Then he has to have really strong options here.
We already normal summon. He's passing back to Colin.
Wow.
But
and
the
there's
anti-spell's coming. We knew this is here.
I think it's trying to bait the Odd Eyes.
So that's the thing. Do you negate it? I mean, obviously we knows that because the back row's a strike, right? The one that he set from the deck.
I did not get to see or confirm it.
Oh, okay.
This is huge. I really think he's trying to bait it out.
Because if he baits it and there's strike,
there's
chat saying it's a strike.
And in previous rounds, we did see Salamangreat use strike
right.
too, yes.
So that's the thing. So theoretically, if you just don't negate it, but you don't care about anti-spell, I mean, you could just switch to attack and attack with everything.
And he's doing just that.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and... Is he using Destrudo? I believe he's using Destrudo here. Yep, he is.
Wow, Colin seeing right through it and going up his right. There's an Artifact Sanctum.
Oh,
shut off that. Another one. Oh my god. Another one. Oh my gosh.
Denny extends the handshake, the double red reboot. Oh wow. My god, what a climactic finish to that match. That was...
Pendulum's taking down another one. This is actually insane.
That was just, oh my god. I mean, Red Reboot was the MVP there.
Well, then by far. You got to give Konami these budget options that we're seeing in these feature matches. Pankratops, Red Reboot, this all flying out.
I love it.